dropping a live car vlog. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If nobody tells you that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well, ride with me on the way home, and we're going to talk about some breaking news that has happened. Before that, make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast, where I'll talk about professional wrestling topics, and I'll put up my matches as a classic out for a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. Our next show is August 30th, called the 11th Hour. Make sure you get your tickets. It's in Dyer, Indiana. Harold's private venue. Tickets are on Eventbrite. They're $5 off, but they'll be $5 more at the door. So I go to work and I hear some breaking news on Facebook. One of my homies, he sent me stuff about it. I'll talk to my homie at work. We talked about it. What up, Robert Brown Lafayette in the building? What's going on, man? Good hearing from you. So I wanted to speak about it. I was going to do another video, but I'm probably going to scrap that video until like another time. So as of today, news broke out that WWE has signed a deal with ESPN to where their PLEs in 2026 will be streamed on the ESPN app. Now, I don't know about an ESPN app. I do know that ESPN stuff can be bundled with Disney. We know that Disney owns 80% of ESPN. So some people think that Disney owns WWE. No. TKO still owns WWE. Disney owns ESPN, who has the streaming rights to PLEs. That sounds a little crazy, but it is what it is. So WWE being passed around like a $2 hooker, just saying, hey, it's money. It's money. They are in the business of making money. One of the main things businesses do to stay in business is to make money. You know, they don't care about morals. They don't care about nothing. The only color they care about is green for the most part, especially companies like WWE. So 2026, all your PLEs, your favorite PLEs, and even the ones you don't like, they will be streamed on ESPN in a $1.6 billion deal. 1.6. Whew, that's a lot of money. So, like I said, it's big for WWE. It's big for the platform of WWE and stuff like that, you know, to be on the #1 sports channel. You know, they've had wrestlers that showed up on ESPN channels before. Wrestlers show up to the ESPYs and stuff. You see Bianca and Montez and a lot of people and all of that stuff, you know. I've always considered wrestling a sport, even though people talked about like some of the inner workings of it that they disagree with, and to each their own. So it's a big thing for WWE. Peacock lost the bidding out because I'm sure they talked about it and it just didn't work. And I'm going to say this real quick. Yo, what up, Shane? I'm going to say this real quick. Shout out to WWE for the most part of how they're doing their business. I'm not going to sit there and say I agree with everything and the quality of stuff, but when you can have shows and so many things in so many directions and people are bidding for it, that's a pretty big thing. You know, Raw is on Netflix, SmackDown is on a television network, NXT is on a television network, your PLEs was shown on Peacock app, now it's going to be on ESPN. When you can break down and subset like that, that's major. Because sometimes, usually one business, you have everything that's under it on one thing and on one platform. Whatever they have stream, their stuff is, okay, we can do this here, and make money. So as far as I'm not really mad at that. However, WWE being built. 1 minute, though, he's going to charge X. Not ESPN. Yeah, I mean, honestly, WWE at this point, they're going to the highest bidder. They're going to the highest bidder. We seen that when WrestleMania was supposed to happen in New Orleans next year. Yeah, I believe it was next year. It was supposed to happen in New Orleans. They promoted it. It was like, hey, you know, The Rock came out to Lil Wayne. Was it The Block Is Hot? He came out to Lil Wayne's song and was like, all right, New Orleans is next place for WrestleMania. They promoted it. It was on their channels, on their website until Vegas. They going to the highest bidder. There are cities that are bidding for PLEs to be promoted and be done at their cities, because that's bringing a lot of money into their city. It's bringing a lot of money. Hotel, food, concerts, other wrestling shows. Because when WrestleMania has a show somewhere, you bet another company is definitely going to have a show that weekend, because they want to sell tickets to the people that's either going to WrestleMania or just want to see wrestlers. People do that. You remember Dollar Bill from Players Club when he hit the light and all the women went out? That's exactly how WWE do for a lot of people. That's exactly how a lot of companies do. That's exactly how it works. You know, WrestleMania weekend for wrestlers and podcasters and stuff like that, that's the same thing for like All-Star weekend for strippers. And y'all know what I mean when I say that. Because it's the truth. I mean, it's the truth. People are going to go where the money at. And the money's going back to Las Vegas. I mean, SummerSlam this year, it was supposed to be in Minnesota, the first two-night event. They wound up changing it to New York and New Jersey. So now they're saying they're going to go back to another area. But who's to say you're going to go back if another city outbids where you're supposed to go? I don't know what kind of structure they have. I thought New Orleans would have sued them or something. I don't know what structure they have, but whatever it is, it's working for them, right? Now, a lot of us have Peacock in United States. So what is it, $10, $15 or whatever a month for us to look at PLEs. That's the only reason why I got Peacock. I got Peacock because of that. I think it's a little more. I think mine is like 15. I can only speak for mine. It's like 15. But still, you know, with the network, I love the network. Network was $10, and then they did the thing with the Peacock or whatever. I do miss the network. I love the networks how it was, because if a PLE ended, you can watch it from the beginning. Peacock, nah, they want you to watch the pre-show and all that. You can't even go all the way back like you want to. I don't like that. What up, Raiden? Do you do wrestling? Yes, I am a professional wrestler. Yeah, it is confusing too, Robert Brown. It's definitely confusing, but I understand what they're trying to do with making people are assuming. Like I said, I'd rather wait for them to have a general statement about what it's going to be, because some of these apps, they have regular subscription monthly prices, but they'll have an upcharge for special events or whatever like that, and some do not. So I don't know, but still, $30. That's almost half of a pay-per-view for AEW. I can't speak for other companies that charge stuff. I do know some is $75. You know, I'm a battle rap fan for sometimes, and they be charging $60, $70, but $30 for a PLE. I don't know if I'm gonna follow ship. Look, I don't mind streaming services, but me, I do be trying to cut my costs. I do. I cut my costs because I don't watch certain things, and most of the time I watch YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube stuff, but like with PLEs, even if it's not live or whatever, I'll watch it like after work or whenever I can. $30? Whew. That is something for people to think about if they want to subscribe. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just 30, and some people's like, oh, well, it's just too much. And I understand both sides. For me, I'm not doing the VPN stuff. And a lot of people talking about, you know, ExpressVPN. You can do that, and you can get the network, and you can watch it cheaper. I'm not doing that. I don't trust VPN stuff. I don't trust none of that stuff. Shark VPN, I don't trust none of it, because you mean to tell me that I'm going to give you guys my information, and you're going to make it seem like I'm somewhere overseas when I'm in the United States? Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Be careful with those kind of apps. Be careful with that stuff. You know, hacking and scamming and all of this stuff is like at an all-time high, right? Like, people can literally just use your voice and hack and do stuff, you know, anything. So you mean to tell me that this app is going to like lie and basically say you're somewhere else so you can watch other things that's exclusive to other countries? I don't trust it. I truly don't trust it, and that's not something that I'm going to subscribe to and I'm going to do. I remember when Pokemon Go was like the biggest thing, and people was using all kind of apps to make it seem like they was walking, but they wasn't. They was still at home, and they Pokemon Go people, they winded up like canceling people's stuff and like blocked them and banned them from coming in. I can imagine what's going to happen with this VPN stuff when people crack the codes. I'm good on that, fam. That's not what I'm doing, but still. It is something for me to think about, because if I do it, I'm probably going to unsubscribe to other channels that I'm probably not looking at. I'm not doing it for the sake of needing the content, but at the same time, it's just like, it is an interesting thing. It is an interesting take. Or maybe I'll just see if they got free trials for like the big PLEs, because, you know, to be honest with you guys, you know, they're successful and they're making all this money, but I don't think that their quality is matching up to the money that they're asking for. I don't. If you guys see me on live, I've talked about it. I was like, hey man, some of these matches are solid, but they're not special. They're repetitive. Some stuff isn't creative and stuff like that. So I think that they are making some of the biggest deals with some of the worst wrestling decisions that they have done. And to me, as not only just a wrestler, but as a fan and a spectator, why would I want to subscribe, pay more money than what I'm getting now if I'm not already happy? I'm not saying happy. I'm not that satisfied. Some things work and some things do not. So why would I subscribe to that? Why would I spend an upcharge of that because y'all are successful, y'all got a big deal? No, I want the quality to be a lot better than what they're doing. You guys are making bank. Cool, congratulations. But we need stories. We need stuff that's interesting. We need things that is different. We need stuff like that. You know, we literally just saw John Cena just throw away him being evil for no reason because y'all knew y'all messed it up. And y'all could have did something better than that. Y'all want me to spend $30 on that? Come on, man. Come on now. Y'all got the best stuff going for y'all, but some of the worst stuff that y'all are doing right now. It's tough. That money is not matching the quality of the events. It's not. But it don't matter. They're selling $1,000 seats. People want to go. They want to go. It's on their bucket list. It's on people's bucket list to go see wrestling, to go see WWE and stuff like that, to go see John Cena for the last time. It's on people's bucket list. So they're going to spend a whole bunch of money for this stuff. A lot of people are sacrificing food and their lights and electric, a whole bunch of stuff. Their marriage. A lot of people are sacrificing that because they do want to see WWE and they do want to see their content. But $30 a month, that is something that made people think. When I looked on Facebook posts about it, a lot of people said, oh, well, this is going to be my last year watching PLEs. Well, I'm going to Reddit. Well, I'm doing VPNs. Oh, I'm going to VPNs and Reddit. So I'll wait for the highlights. That's what I do when I look at live events. I look at the highlights. Or I will watch LeBron Netflix Live. I did that this week. Usually if it's after a Big Four, I will probably watch that Raw to see what's going on and see what's the direction of the companies and stuff. But I can always look at highlights and be satisfied. Some people said, like Reddit. Reddit has everything, and I mean everything. I don't know if I'm going to do all of that, but still, it is what it is. You know, it's a big move for them. I just want them to make big moves in their story and their creative. Like at this point, y'all are getting too comfortable, and that's the problem. That's the same thing that happened with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon became the number one, and he got too comfortable. Crazy storylines. He had his own fetishes. He was punishing people he didn't like. He was humiliating people. It was stuff that made just no sense at all. He got too comfortable, and that's exactly what it's looked like. That's exactly what they've been doing since, I want to say last year. Shoot, since after WrestleMania 40, they got too comfortable, and now nobody can say it's Vince because Vince ain't there no more. So you can't say, oh, well, Vince this and Vince that, or this was something that Vince made and this is the fault. No, you can't say that. It's all Paul. And people are giving Paul credit. And you can, if you feel like you want to give him credit, by all means, please do. But at the same time, I don't like none of this. I don't like a lot of this stuff. Because a lot of this stuff is not making sense. I do think it is time to shift to like newer people or fresh people, and I don't think he's doing that. He's kind of doing what Vince did. And people are, why would I subscribe to that? So what is it? It's August. Y'all got what, 4 months? I don't know when the deal will happen. I don't know if it'll happen as soon as January. I don't know. Y'all got 4 months to clean it up. Y'all got 4 months to clean it up. I don't care if the deal was $5 billion. It's not no pocket. Worth it, right? You have to. Like, to me, I think that's the best thing to do. Some people are going to buy it. They're going to subscribe because that's their content. That's how they make food and how they make food and get food and stuff like that, through streaming, through talking about it, through reactions. Some people are going to do that. Me? Man, no. That stuff got to be a lot better than what it's doing for $30. I don't even spend that on AEW events. Like, I don't want to spend money on something just for the sake. I just want to watch it. I actually want to enjoy it from start to finish, right? C3 Ultimate Wrestling shows, right? Online tickets for kids are $5, and for adults they're $10. At the door, it's $5 more. Bars. So for kids it's 10, and for adults it's 15. You're going to get a stellar event. Dang! You're gonna get a stellar event from start to finish, honestly. You know, and that's how I feel about the situation. It's just like, to me, the fact that you spent time and your own money to come to an event, I have to show out. What I don't want to do is, even like what the board is doing, is getting too comfortable with certain situations. You don't want to get too comfortable, because when you get too comfortable, sometimes you don't grow. They say in order for you to grow, sometimes you have to be uncomfortable. And I truly believe that as far as a business standpoint. Toys R Us, very successful toy company at one point, got too comfortable. Online, Amazon, Walmart extended their aisle of toys to a whole section. Price match, ordering stuff, got too comfortable. What happened? Knocked them down. And there's no more Toys R Us. There's tributes and stuff, but there's no Toys R Us like that coming from somebody who used to work there. WWE is a little different though, because it's not a lot of, I don't think there's going to be a lot of companies that's going to touch where they're at when it comes to grand scheme of things. C3, we ain't there yet, but we definitely working on that. But we ain't there to compete. We there to be successful for sure. But still, what up, SMP? Yeah, Trips is starting to show his. Yes, bro. Like, I don't understand that. I spoke about it before Vince left. I was like, some of y'all are going too hard on Vince for that situation. Y'all like, oh yeah, Vince this and Vince that. And even when he got kicked out, I was like, okay, well, this story is kind of crazy. And people was like, oh, well, Vince did it. No, he didn't. He ain't there. People forget that is that man's son-in-law. That's his son. You your daddy's son. Come on, man. That's his son-in-law. I'm just saying, come on, man. You don't think he learned anything from that man? You don't think he learned from Vince McMahon? Come on, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better with that certain situation. And that's what I'm seeing right now. I am seeing that they are getting a little too comfortable with being the number one, because people are spending an arm and a leg. They're spending all that. And I'm not sitting here crapping on people who have done it. I want to sit here. I want to reiterate that, just in case somebody does play this back and y'all listening to me so far. I'm not crapping on people who are spending thousands of dollars on seats. If you want to do that with your money, you do that with your money. I'm sure I got some things I spend my money on that people probably would not agree with or probably be against. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. You want to. I'm just saying in general, as the business, the conglomerate of it. So, yeah, they're not going to look at me and be like, oh, well, Chris, his opinion doesn't matter because he ain't buying tickets. Oh, I'm subscribed to something that does help, but at the same time, still, like I said, I want to go to WrestleMania one day. Well, 2 nights now, unfortunately, but it ain't looking like that. Like I said, me and my wife, we thought about going to WrestleMania this year, but then we looked at them prices. It's like, dang, we definitely should have went when it was in Philly. We definitely should have went when it was in Philly, because man, and we was about to get them tickets. Them tickets was $1,000 each, and it wasn't nosebleeds, but let me say this: nosebleeds was $1,000. Like, people was like, oh my God, really? I'm like, yes, bro. When you go to the Ticketmaster and stuff, the nosebleeds was like $1,000 at one point. Come on, man. So we was about to buy our tickets. Our tickets was like $1,100 each, so that's $2,200. Man, when we clicked it, they talked about a service fee, and the service fee was about as much as the freaking tickets. That was like, no, it was like $700. No, it was like $1,000. It was like another $1,000, like $3,000 for two. We exited out with the quickness. I was like, I don't mind sitting on my couch watching, and I'm glad, because that one wasn't good. Now, if I would have spent money and went to WrestleMania 40 last year, yeah, I'd have been a little more happy. But man, if I'd have spent all that money for what they did at WrestleMania and that main event, what? Gone. Well, yeah, PLEs have lately been too close together. I don't even mind that they're close together. I mind that it's close together and it's the same rehashed stuff. Because, honestly, they're sprinkling, Saturday night's main event And then now they got Clash of Paris, which is around the corner. So of course they're going to have other clashes and stuff like that. You know they're going to do that. I'm not mad at it that it's too close. I'm just mad that some of the stuff is just competitive. I mean, repetitive. We literally saw, what was it, Saturday night's main event. Sammy beat Curry in basically the same way he did when he did it at SummerSlam. SummerSlam, flip the words, you know what I mean. The only difference was a pipe was involved. That was it. It was just like, what was the point of having this? It was a lot of SummerSlam matches that wasn't SummerSlam matches. So like, why do I subscribe to $30 for something that I may not get? Now it's different. Let's say you had 5 great PLEs, 5 great PLEs and stuff, PLEs of the year and stuff. It'd be different, and then like one show just wasn't good and wasn't special. That's fine, right? It's not like that for me. I can only speak for myself. It's not like that for me. For me, it's like, dog, what are y'all doing? Do y'all even care? I mean, even look at the now I'm being petty. I mean, look at the entrance to the SummerSlam. They kept showing it at an angle, and I didn't know what the stage was supposed to look like. I'm like, dog, I don't know what it's saying. It's looking stupid. But then somebody took a picture of it in the front. I'm like, oh, it looks decent, but dang, they kind of muffled it. Oh man. I don't know. Still a big move. Like I said, some people are saying they priced themselves out. Some people are saying what I'm saying, like hopefully the stuff, like the quality is a lot better. Maybe they work on stuff. Like I said, they got 4 months. They got 4 months to improve the stuff. And hopefully they do. They saying that WWE and them, they listening more. They saying Paul is listening to fans and stuff more. Hopefully they listen. Hopefully they listen and stuff like that. Because some people, some people are just going to support it because it's a family tradition to watch WWE stuff. And I think that is something that's also kind of nice about the company, is that it's a family tradition for some people and stuff like that. But to me, you should also want to enjoy that family tradition. I'm just saying. What up, Rico? Let's see. The average guy cannot go to all these events. And yeah, hold on. The average guy cannot go to all these events, and yeah, those prices kill the bank. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, to me, $30, like I said, I'd probably be a little bit better if the quality of the stuff was good. But we're not even getting that. I'm not a big sports fan, even though I wrestle and stuff. Like, I'll look at some stuff, and I'll talk about things, and I'll look at highlights. I'm a highlight person. But I'm not a big sports person. So, even then, I use Peacock just for WWE, but I'm just not a huge sports person. But I would see if that would benefit. So a lot of people are saying it's like WWE is doing a UFC model. I'm not even familiar with the UFC model. I watch highlights of that. Everything for me is like dang near highlights. Everything is highlights from now on. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But still, WWE needs to be. Like this year, Royal Rumble was the most affordable this year at that best. Yeah, I don't know the WrestleMania prices, but sometimes, like, I don't know, man. I do think they need to think about like the quality of the stuff, because obviously they're probably not going to change the prices because it's through ESPN/Disney. But still, I just want the quality of the stuff to just be a lot better than what it is. Rico says TKO sucks. WWE, TKO, bad moves. So WWE is just, like I said, they're just in there for making money, man. It's not even about like what we think and what others think. It's all about like making money. And I think the TKO thing through Vince and stuff, I think Vince was also just trying to protect his company because of the stuff that he was doing as well, right? I think it was other things that he did, and I think that, I don't want to say they swept the rug up from under him, because he was doing some stupid stuff. But still, at the same time, he definitely was trying to do some stuff, and I think that it backfired on him. And now, with a lot of stuff that's happening with like the wrestlers' contracts and stuff like that, with them basically severance pay being cut in half in certain situations, a lot of people are not feeling what TKO is doing. But what TKO is doing is making them a lot of money, regardless of how we think with certain things and stuff like that. And we can see it, we can talk bad about it, we can see it, say it's like the worst stuff. But some of these people, even wrestlers, are benefiting from it because they like it, because they can speak about it at this point. They're not really saying nothing. One, for job security, and two, because they like it and they enjoy it. It's only certain ones. So yeah, I don't know what happened. My phone about to go out. Sorry about that. WWE needs to be independent like it used to be. $30 too much to actually. Yeah, WWE's not gonna be like they used to be, and I think that's the thing. It's like they're more global, more popular. People know who they are and stuff like that. And like I said, the fact that people are bidding cities, like cities are bidding for PLEs to show up because all of that money that they're going to gain from revenue and hotel stays and food and all of this stuff, people are going to fly out here and the cities to see these things and speak to these wrestlers and stuff, because now these wrestlers are going to bars answering questions and stuff like that, or you can eat dinner with these wrestlers and stuff, or you can play golf, or you can do certain things with them or whatever. So it's not going to be what it used to be unless things get bad for them. And I'm not sitting here trying to hope things bad and wish ill will towards WWE, because if something happens bad to WWE, it eventually goes to the wrestlers that work there, but they're going to go after them first more than anything else. So I do hope. I just want to change the quality. Change the quality of your stuff. You got 4 months. You got 4 months to change it. Congratulations. But however, I'm about to leave in 4 months if you don't change. If you don't change, and I just one person, I can only speak for me. And I don't mind leaving. I'll look at highlights. I don't mind. I'm subscribed to y'all on YouTube. So I look at that and stuff. For some people to share it on certain things. But except, like I said, I ain't doing VPN, of course. Not doing VPN. But still, a big move. Big move. You need big changes in your company. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. What do you guys think about this big monumental thing? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Shout out to you guys. Shout out to SMP, Rico, Robert Brown. Shout out to a lot of y'all for sure. So look, this is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.